Don't go away. We got George Lang coming out of Westchester, trustee, to tell us all about what is this, a boondoggle, or not a boondoggle? What is a bike trail? Public Works project? Is it a shovel-ready project? Don't go away. We'll talk to him right after these brief words. 740, 55 KRCD Talk Station. Happy Thursday to you. Brian Thomas here. Welcoming to the program, Westchester trustee George Lang. Good to have you on today, George.
Thanks, Brian. It's a beautiful day up here in Westchester, Ohio.
Always beautiful in Westchester, isn't it? Beautiful.
It always is.
Home of John Boehner. You guys were arguing over and considering a brand new bike trail involving some federal money. And up until yesterday, my understanding is you were the only one who was against the project. Tell me why.
Well, for me, this is not a core competency of our government. It's a luxury item. Our core competencies are providing emergency services, police, fire, and emergency medical technical assistance, and then roads and stormwater maintenance. Everything else that we do is an extravagance or a luxury. And for us to go and get a federal grant from the federal government in order to build something that we do not need, to me, is shameful and immoral. Brian, we're talking at a time when the federal government is borrowing over 40 cents of every dollar that they spend, and we're going to take some of that money for a luxury item and saddle our children and our grandchildren with these taxes. To me, it's shameful and immoral that we considered it.
George, I echo everything you said. I'm going to underscore it, put it in bold, put an exclamation point behind it. Exclamation point. I wish I talked to more politicians, more people that have that basic understanding. It is morally irresponsible to further indebt our country. And you're right. There are limits to government on every level. George, how come more people don't just get it like you get it?
Well, I don't know, but on the broad picture, we are overgoverned, overregulated, overtaxed, and we are overburdened. You know, people look at Westchester and they say, we are a model for economic growth. We have flourished and prospered from an economic development perspective. And, Brian, it's not because we're better, smarter, or faster than any other community around us. It's for one simple reason only. Businesses can come to Westchester and make more money. And their businesses are in business for only one reason, to make the maximum amount of profit that the market, not the government, but the market will allow. And since we have a lower tax base and, in general, a kinder, friendlier zoning department, a business can come here and more readily flourish and prosper than going to another community. And when you're looking for a reason to locate your business, especially in these tough economic times, you're going to go to the place where you can maximize your profit.
And oddly enough, George, Westchester is booming. There are a ton of businesses up there. It is a model, and all without a bike trail.
That's correct.
I wish you lived in downtown Cincinnati and ran for council, George.
Well, see, Brian, this is what most local government people don't understand. They don't consider the law of unintended consequences. So they look at how things are right now today. Man, we're rocking and rolling. We got money rolling in. Businesses are coming in. People are relocating here. And so they start building infrastructure. They build bike paths, parks, Taj Mahal, swimming pools, not understanding the unintended consequences 10, 20, 30 years down the road when the cost of the infrastructure has gotten so high that you have to pass that cost along to businesses and residents, and all of a sudden now people cannot afford to move to your community. It's the law of unintended consequences that most politicians don't take into effect as they build unnecessary and luxurious infrastructure.
And you know, George, it's interesting. You are so forward thinking and understanding of this. And we have all of these illustrations of government entities, you know, local, you know, and of course statewide, national, that have gone down the road that you're warning against. I mean, city of Cincinnati is literally falling apart, and they are underwater because they didn't think that there would ever be bad times that would befall Cincinnati. They got themselves dug into a huge hole, and they can't get out of it.
Yeah, and it's not just Cincinnati. It's so many other communities. And, you know, the frustrating part, Brian, is The people that are spending the money and building the infrastructure really think they're doing good. You know, what a nice, noble thing. Why can't we have better amenities for our citizens? And they just can't understand the unintended consequences. And it's what's going on with our nation right now. We are on a track to socialism, and if we don't turn this ship, it may be too late to save our republic.
And I couldn't agree with you more, George. You want to stick around because I want to find out how the vote went yesterday and if cooler heads prevailed and they sort of taken the George Lang trustee position as opposed to the, well, Barack Obama-esque trustee position. Can you stick around?
I can.
Don't go away. More with George Lang, trustee from Westchester, right after these brief words. Signature Hardware. Love Signature Hardware. Great folks at Signature Hardware helping you out. And if there's a single room in your house, any room in your house that you want to brush up, spruce up, even just a little bit, or maybe you're doing a total remodeling job, first stop shopping, signatureHardware.com. You'll get ideas. Maybe down the road, maybe you're not even ready to remodel, and just down the road, you kind of want to get a handle on what you might like and what's out there. SignatureHardware.com with over, I think it's 40,000 items or more than 40,000 items for your home. 500 plus different. That is 500 unique, distinct bathtubs. And that's just one category. Bathroom faucets, vanity, kitchen area stuff. They got outdoor items, hardware for cabinet drawers, coat hooks and the like, home accent items, lighting, you name it. For your home, when you're remodeling, redecorating, just a little bit or a whole lot, signatureHardware.com. And then remember, we're lucky because this is the tri-state, and family-owned and operated Signature Hardware is located right there at 2700 Crescent Springs Pike in Erlanger. So you can stop over the showroom anytime you like. SignatureHardware.com. 750 at 55 KRC, the talk station. Happy Thursday. Brian Thomas. And the email's coming in. George Lang, Westchester trustees on the phone, and people are loving what you're saying. Josh sent me an email. He said, well, rather than you moving downtown or running for Cincinnati Council, he would rather you take John Boehner's place.
Well, I appreciate Josh's support, but John's a friend of mine, and I think he's doing a stellar job.
All right. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. And with that, we return to the subject at hand, which is your concept that Westchester, while doing wonderfully, got great tax base, a lot of business. It's a great place to start a business and open one because of the taxation situation, the low regulation, all these great things, and no bike trails. And your point is one of the reasons why Westchester does so well and can attract business is because you guys mind your fiscal shop. So it was with that you got a vote on a bike trail yesterday, seeking federal money that you'll have to repay with interest, I guess. Or was this a grant? I mean, under what circumstances was this bike trail going to be built, George?
No, it would have actually been a grant. And listen to this, Brian. It only pays for the construction of this walk path. And over the life of the asset, the construction is the smallest portion of the total cost. And then the citizens of Westchester and the businesses of Westchester would be stuck with the bill for maintenance and repairs 10, 20, 30 years down the road, where the majority of the cost is going to come. And to make it worse, our police levy is going to be upside down in 2015, and we are probably going to have to go back to the voters. And if the voters vote no for an increase in their taxes, which I think is probably going to happen in this environment, then all of a sudden we have to look at laying off police officers, and we've just spent $400,000+ on a bike path. To me, public safety is a core competency. This bike path is a luxury item. And one other thing, Brian, according to a May 8, 2011 story in the Cincinnati Enquirer, Westchester already has more bike paths than any other community in the Cincinnati area. And here's the beauty. Here's how we've done it. We have forced developers, as they come in and they want to build new neighborhoods, they want to build new development. We say as part of a condition, you have to construct bike paths in your property. So it's done without being a burden on the taxpayers for the most part. We have a few that the government has built, but for the most part, we've done this without being a burden on the taxpayers, and the developers of the neighborhoods are happy to do it because it makes their neighborhood more desirable.
Before you voted on this yesterday, it's for the federal, to whether or not to accept the federal grant money. I got to assume that if you have, how did the vote go anyway, George?
Well, I was shocked. I was actually not at the meeting, and it was on Tuesday, but we have been discussing this for the last over a month now, and the vote was very clearly 2-1 against me, and I was shocked. Kathy Stoker, who sits on the board with me, changed her position and voted no against taking this federal grant money. So I am proud to report to you, Westchester is not going to proceed with taking the federal grant. However, both Lee Wong and Kathy Stoker still spoke highly in favor of looking for a different avenue to build the bike paths. So while Mr. Wong supported taking money from the federal government, Mrs. Stoker did not, but it feels like she is still in support of building the bike path.
Okay, and that yet to be resolved. Can I it seems to me that it goes without saying, but if you'd have taken the federal money, would that federal money not have also come with strings attached, obligations?
And that's one of the most frustrating things about this. Just to build the bike path would have been about 15% more than it would have been without the federal taking the federal money, because of all the federal mandates and all the strings and all the bureaucracy that comes with taking money from the federal government.
It is mind-numbing how many strings are attached to federal dollars. It's never ever worth it, and that's just one more level of problem you get when you're dealing with the federal government. It's just the mandates, the dictates, and the obligations. It takes all control out of your hands and it places it in theirs. Excellent. George, I really appreciate speaking with you. I appreciate your perspective, your common sense, logical point of view, and I just wish that kind of sense, that true common, not maybe it's uncommon these days, George. I wish there was more of it in politicians.
Well, we have to stop the looting of the federal government. Well, the taxpayers. We have to stop the looting.
Well, I hope John Kasich gets the memo, George. Good talking to you, my friend. George Lang, Westchester Trustee, 755 KRC, the talk station. Coming up top of the hour, we're going to be talking to Dale Johnston. Dale Johnston, subject of a book written by columnist Bill Osinski, Guilty by Popular Demand, the true story of small-town injustice and how the Ohio Innocence Project saved a man's life. It's going to be a fantastic, I'm sure it's going to be an interesting discussion. So stick around. We'll talk about it right after the top of the hour news.